So it's round 2, folks. Matt's still playing Tapper. We got the Andrew Couch, Andrew Couch, Andrew Couch. It's the Andrew Couch. We got 2 Andrews on one couch.
This is a regular feature now. I think we just made something here.
Am I ready to go?
Yeah, I had to push.
Oh, okay.
Andrew was sitting over in the corner, not mic'd, and I was like, "Do you want to come over and hang out?" Like, he was invested in the conversation, but I felt like you didn't want to like say too much because you didn't have a mic on.
Well, no, yeah, I was mostly just listening because I mean I like. Here's the thing, I really like DC comics.
Same.
Me
A
too.
lot. I really do, and all of their animated stuff is fine.
Fucking amazing.
So I don't know how they can't pull off a live-action movie for the life of me.
I was talking about it with Matt. Is the first couple rounds of DC comic book movies aren't written or like actively produced by writers of the comics.
Yeah.
Whereas Marvel's universe, Brian Michael Bendis wrote so much for it, and he's fantastic. I love Brian Michael Bendis. And now Matt was telling me that they got rid of David Goyer, who's a fucking asshole. Like, the man who actively said Martian Manhunter was stupid. Like, and that,
Didn't really have a reason either. Kind of just like
He said, "Who knows who Martian Manhunter is?" And it's like, "Oh, who's also a virgin."
Who knows who the fucking Vision is?
Yeah, right.
It's like
I knew Manhunter
it's funny.
before I knew Vision.
Martian Manhunter is better than Vision.
But he said that at a comic
That's a
book
coward's. It's a coward's response to character, though. It's like we can't do that because no one knows. And it's like no, make people know.
Yeah, make people know.
Make
Like,
people know.
Fucking Marvel did the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. What a bunch of like low rent like goons that Marvel brought up. And I love Guardians. I love Guardians. Like,
Everybody forgets Iron Man was like a B-list, maybe C-list character in the Marvel universe before Robert Downey Jr. came in.
now he's like a center. Like the best thing that they had before that movie was what like Extremis, like that like. And I know way more about Marvel than I do DC. But and I love DC and I read a lot of it. But now with like Goyer gone, and you said Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Lowe.
Jeff Lowe, yeah, sorry, I forgot his name.
Jeff Johns.
Jeff Johns, yeah. Is now creative head of the DC like cinematic universe or DC extended universe, whatever they're calling it, which is a better choice because having like Jeff wrote all the stuff for like the Mobius chair and stuff, and like
I just saw.
Like when the review embargo went down for Suicide Squad and the reviews were coming in very poor, I was like, what else do you expect from a movie universe that has proven for the last few movies that it fundamentally misunderstands what makes its characters interesting? Like Batman versus Superman misses the mark on why we love Batman and Superman. And when one of your build heavy hitter like characters has maybe 30 lines in the movie, and most of them he just looks dour and upset. That's especially when he's Superman, who's supposed to be like the all-American. He's like the ideals, like, and Batman's killing people with guns, and like, and it's saddening to like think that they don't get it, and the studio meddles to the point where like. And I can find things in Batman vs. Superman that I like.
Same.
Yeah.
It's weird how they want to have an R-rated universe but can't commit to it.
Yeah.
From a commercial standpoint.
That's another thing at this point, is I feel like they're just getting pulled in so many directions trying to compete with Marvel. It's like, just go do your own fucking thing at this point.
Do you see Mike Birbiglia's argument with the rating of his movie to the rating of Suicide Squad?
No.
He said his movie got an R rating for drug use.
Oh, Mike Birbiglia.
Yeah, and like Suicide Squad, got a PG-13 movie because violence sells.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, drugs is more, more dangerous.
Well, the thing about America is just like, how many mass shootings do we have? It's like, cool. How many people OD on pot?
Yeah.
Oh, nobody. It's like, but Don't Think Twice has people smoking weed, and this has them killing, X amount of weird, eyeball soldiers.
She has to kiss
the
to
MPAA,
transform.
the MPAA has been so fucked up for years. It's been so fucked up.
And this is a world where people were mad about that Jason Bourne billboard that had the giant gun on it, which is like totally understandable given like the climate of gun violence in our country right now. Not to get like super political about this, but like Suicide Squad feels so hollow to me because it's obviously a studio's attempt at trying to like cash in on alt youth. Like,
the weird thing about it too is that in terms of it being a comic book movie, is it doesn't really take like the fantastic route with the actual Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Like most of what they do is just straight out fucking gun violence and melee nonsense kind of karate bullshit. There's no presentation of powers or extraordinary moments in the actual group that you're rooting for.
Yeah, like with Deadshot, you kind of expect like these like insane like the man
shots.
who never misses and he does one in the movie where he just bounces it off like a thing he put down. But I was really expecting Deadshot to come like hit these crazy bank shots, like using the geometry to hit him, and that's what I want.
It's kind of what he's known for.
And like Croc like ripping dudes apart, and like Boomer just like whipping stuff, but none of that really happens.
Yeah, it's funny because you look at like with the Marvel universe, something like Black Widow, where it's all going to be more or less melee combat, and they make her stand out and work inside the space
because of the way her grapples work and the way she like is a trained combatant. Hell, they even like center a fighting style for Steve around his shield where you feel like he's trained with it and he knows it so well, and he fought fucking Batroc the Leaper which was sick as hell, who did fucking Savate the French martial art that's surrounded by kicking and all of that stuff's so cool, and it never feels like that is taken into consideration with DC.
They never write those choices into actual character. It's just a generalized version of what we've seen in multiple movies.
I think it's funny DC fans are so... When they were trying to boycott Rotten Tomatoes for giving Suicide Squad bad reviews, it's like, you don't have to... Like, you can still enjoy a movie if other people think it's shit.
Yeah.
But just be prepared for people not liking a movie.
The thing about Suicide Squad is
I still like Mrs. Doubtfire. I know that movie's not great, but I still like it.
It's a perfectly fine movie. I wouldn't turn it off
if I stumbled upon it.
If Suicide Squad was just a B movie that you caught on like TBS on like a Thursday, and it didn't connect with any other preconceived notions about DC or anything like that, you wouldn't give a shit. There's something about the weird pedigree that it all has to exist in relation to as well. But it is... Yeah, it's at its best a very, very expensive B movie.
Yeah. And like David Ayer has chops as a director.
Totally.
Fury was great, Fast and Furious, super good. Like I just feel like he was put into a machine that doesn't lend itself to because it's hard to like find Ayer's specific flavor in that movie because it just feels like a generic action movie. It doesn't feel like a David Ayer directed movie.
There was an element though that I think that they were pretty successful on, which was and it was taken to an extreme degree, as you said, like the alt counterculture kind of like direction of a lot of the way the art direction was done. But at the same time, it really sold the fact for one of the first times in a comic book movie that these are fucking criminals. And they were actually fairly successful at that.
They do that kind of they do that Borderlands vignette on every like Deadshot, here's all the weapons he's good with, and you're like, hell yeah, awesome, like here's Killer Croc, here's Boomerang, and you're like, fuck yeah, I'm into it, and then it just stumbles.
They never give them their actual payoff.
Oh, no.
They should have each They should have each had like a moment where they come through the team. But at their best, it's funny because Harley Quinn is this incredible acrobat. And stuff like that too. They never play it out. They never do anything.
And my buddy Oates and I were talking about it, and we were like, "Why did they pick this team? What made this team so specific?" And that I feel like that's a problem with it. Is like the team's not tailored to the mission because the mission just happens. It was more like, "Here's the criminals that we got. We're gonna do some Black Ops mission," and then the Enchantress thing just happens, and none of their skills feel relevant because they weren't decided for this team. In the Justice League Unlimited episode Task Force X, which is super good. And if you have Netflix right now, just go watch that episode because it's a way better Suicide Squad bent. They pick the team for a specific reason. Like they pick Deadshot because he's cool under pressure and he never misses. They pick Plastique because they need explosions. They pick Boomer because he's versatile and good with ranged weaponry. They pick Temple Fugit because he's good at systems and infiltration. Rick Flag stays with them because he's a heavy hitter.
If you want a good watch that episode, and the Assault on Arkham isn't bad. you want a good Deadshot and Croc, the Batman Gotham Knight, the animated anime thing they did between Batman Begins and Dark Knight is like all these good examples with these good writers. Just ape it. Who cares?
And like
I've never seen this level.
Neither have I.
Rowdy boys, rowdy boys. They're all rowdy boys. Oh, is that Jared Leto's The Jokester? And like to see all this like stuff that I'm sure was 60% per man.
Is that White Skeeter from Doug?
Yeah.
White Skeeter made some different decisions.
Yeah.
Like Jesus. I saw him. I was like, he's right. All that stuff with like Jared Leto doing all those crazy things, like. Which I'm sure was like 60% studio, 40% Jared Leto, like actually doing some like weird shit on set.
Duck on the head.
But like to see
desperately
him like
trying to find an angle to market this movie.
Yeah, and that's really what they were doing. Is like, what puts butts in seats? Fucking Harley and Joker, like Harley and Joker and Hot Topic slogans and like bro dudes nutting over guns and like and. To see all that stuff and have Jared Leto be in the movie for like 10 minutes, and his like part in the movie be by and large irrelevant. Like,
see, that's what's crazy. I just read that today. That said something along the lines of how Jared Leto's just pissed
because they cut a bunch of stuff.
Because they cut all that stuff. I had no idea that he wasn't in the movie that long because he's been like the centerpiece of the marketing almost, which is surprising to me.
Yeah,
because Will Smith has top billing.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting that Leto is just not in it very much because he's just everywhere. They're like, Suicide Squad, here's a bunch of people, here's the Joker.
Yeah.
You remember him, right?
That's totally what they're doing is like, it's harder to build Deadshot, but it's easy to build the Joker.
Yeah.
Like, and I found Jared Leto's Joker probably the least interesting Joker I've seen just because like, it's hard to go somewhere. Like, I see where they were trying to go, but it's difficult to go somewhere new. And the problem is he's not funny. Like, you want the Joker to be kind of funny. Like, that's the point. He tells jokes. Like, dude, Hiram, you're fucking killing it, bro.
I was holding my breath for the last
I saw you. I saw Hiram go to like a zen-like state.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, got you good.
I feel like you guys are just going back and forth. Like,
we are.
No, it's good. We can do one more.
Yeah, let's do one more episode.
Okay. We'd either go to one up or play this on your cabinet. Like, just
all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, next time.
Mail us something. Mail it. Just mail us something.